Honored guests, I just wanted to take this time to thank you all for being here. To thank you for sharing this wonderfully happy day with myself and...
What was that?
Victoria! No!
What happened?
The bride has been murdered! Somebody help!
Sneaky, sneaky. What's up, guys? This is TVW / The Vault Within here, bringing you guys another Elder Scrolls 6 Let's Talk for you guys here today. And in this video, or this part, I want to talk about the stealth class or the sneaky type characters being too overpowered in Skyrim, or being underpowered if you think it's underpowered. But there's a lot of stuff that goes into this, and I was kind of having, or not having, but I was looking into other forums and stuff about Elder Scrolls, and I've been part of Elder Scrolls type of groups and on Facebook, and some people are talking about what they thought about Skyrim and comparing it to Oblivion and Morrowind and all that stuff. But I want to talk about how if sneaking should be like a better, like if they should nerf it or buff it in the next game. And this was something that I was kind of wanting to talk about for a while now, because I play a sneaky type character, and for all those, you know, times or years I was playing the Elder Scrolls, I felt like sneaking really evolved from the previous games. Because when I was playing Oblivion, still currently playing Oblivion by the way, if you guys aren't subscribed to my channel, if you like Oblivion Let's Plays, come subscribe to my channel, because I'm doing a Nightblade walkthrough on that. But anyways, going on to the video now, I just kind of want to say how the sneaking mechanics in Skyrim and Morrowind and Oblivion were completely different. And I think what happens is, when people thought that the sneaking or the sneaky type class build was overpowered in Skyrim, is a couple reasons. Now, this doesn't apply to everyone, but from majority of the people that think sneaking's overpowered in Skyrim, it's because either A, they've been playing on Adept this whole time, they haven't really challenged themselves to play Expert, Master, or the higher difficulties, or they're using exploits in Skyrim. Now, on my first playthrough, I was strictly playing the game the way it was. I didn't want to use any sort of exploits, because I wanted to beat the game how it was without using any sort of cheats. Second playthrough, I was kind of like, well, since I beat it the first time the real way, might as well just exploit some stuff. That way I don't have to spend another 20 hours trying to get 100 sneak on my character. On this playthrough you're seeing right now, I actually started a new playthrough. I'm playing on Legendary, and I'm strictly handicapping myself to not use restoration spells, not use any sort of exploits, and I'm only able to use potions to heal myself and regenerate stamina and all that. So when you're playing the game normally, it's not too challenging, it's not too easy, it's just right in my opinion. And it's probably because I've been playing this game for a long time, and I already know like the crannies and the special tricks and all that, so it's not that hard to me. But I will say, when I first started the game on Legendary, I was getting my butt kicked, because your sneaking sucks. Your sneaking really sucks, because you don't have any armor reduced type of armor, you don't have buffle movement, your sneak is at 0%, and your backstabbing or sneak bonus damages, or your damage bonus for sneaking, is not that great. So at the beginning of the game it was really hard, but since I got I'm like level 22, 23 now, and I basically got Assassin's Blade and Deadly Shot on the sneak tree, and I have to say it's really easy for me now. Not easy to where I can like sneak all the time and get away with everything, but I still have to play tactically and choose my battles and stuff, and it's really fun. I really like it. But here's what some people were thinking, that I feel like people thought sneaking was too good because, you know, you get crazy perks like Assassin's Blade, and pair that with backstab, double sneak attack damage, and you'll be doing 30x damage. Like, more than likely you are guaranteed to one-shot somebody with the backstab. And here's my thing. I don't think sneaking's overpowered because, you know, you are rewarded for sneaking successfully, okay? Like, if you were to be seen and you're playing on Legendary like me, and some, like, restless Draugr sees you and whacks you once, you're dead. I mean, it's like one wrong move and you're dead. That to me is just right in sneaking, okay? Like, you can argue different types of game mechanics, how they are in certain games. Like Dishonored, I felt like the Dishonored stealth system was hard in a sense, but at the same time is just right, because if you saw your enemy and he didn't see you, he was dead for sure. If you aimed your crossbow on their head, they're dead, you know. But I personally don't think in the next Elder Scrolls game, I don't think the sneaking should get a nerf, but at the same time I feel like it should get a buff, and at the same time kind of increase a little bit more challenging mechanics to it, to where how enemies see you, they should make enemies more smarter, because sometimes when you're in dark dungeons and stuff, and if you're walking in and it's too dark and you pull out your torch, the enemies still don't see you. So there's actually a mod for that, but that's kind of why I'm explaining this video, so they can learn from that and put in their next game, because I really felt like enemies should detect you if they see some sort of light source coming from your character. So hopefully Bethesda does that. I don't really want to talk about this part much in this video, because it will be talked about in another video, but I'm kind of talking about the mages in Skyrim. Now, I really thought the mages in Skyrim were super underpowered. Like, they needed a buff in my opinion, because in the earlier stages of Skyrim, mages were pretty good. Towards mid-game they were pretty decent, but once you get the master spells and the expert spells, somehow you're starting all over and you're not that great, you're not that powerful. And people were saying, oh, in order to be a really badass mage in Skyrim, you had to use potions to fortify your destruction damage and all that. But even still, you know, I really thought the magic class was just underpowered once you got to the higher levels of the game. So, and what made the mage class so not that great was that, you know, you're having people dressing up in robes, and at the same time their master spells are doing minimal damage. It's like, why would you wear robes, you know? Like, people had to use light armor or something, because they just didn't like how their mage attacks were really weak. So I really feel like they need to buff the mages in the next game, but at the same time make it to where, you know, if master spells need to be master spells, they need to be very just ridiculously powerful, because we're talking about magic here. But at the same time, make it to where it's not too OP to where you can one-shot stuff like 30x damage with your blade. So now going back to the stealth thing, I personally think the stealth or the sneaking should be the same in the next Elder Scrolls game, but at the same time make it to where enemies are able to detect you. Just basically make the NPCs more smarter. That's all I'm really asking in the next game. But yeah, I really don't think sneaking was that overpowered in Skyrim. I mean, to be honest, if you were to play a sneak type of character on Adept, yes, it was easy. I'm not gonna lie, it was overpowered. You literally thought sneaking was overpowered if you played on Adept. But if you played on Expert, or Master, or definitely Legendary, Legendary is where it's all real right there. But I really don't feel like sneaking should be nerfed in the next game. If anything, I really thought the sneaking in Oblivion was really bad. Some people can argue that Oblivion in general was just a harder game than Skyrim. That's a fact. But there's a difference between a game being too challenging and a game to where stuff just is totally bad. Like, the reason why, if you see me on my Oblivion videos, you will see that I would go invisible, backstab, go invisible again, backstab again. I mean, I just really thought the sneaking was very underpowered in Oblivion. I just thought that was kind of stupid. I really felt Skyrim, they got it right, because if you're behind somebody with a dagger, you know, you're slitting their throat, so that should be a one-shot guarantee, but that's not how it really is in Oblivion. I'm not really complaining about Oblivion, I just felt like people were complaining that sneaking was you know, overpowered in Skyrim, but they felt like Oblivion sneaking mechanics was balanced. I totally disagree, but, you know, you can disagree, but I just thought that was ridiculous to me. But yeah, that is basically this video. If you would like for me to talk about any sort of topic or certain, you know, discussion on the next video, leave it down in the comments down below, and of course leave a like to leave your support on this video. And also I'll be having an update video soon, just to kinda, I'm gonna be gone for a while, for like a week, so yeah, but I will prepare myself this time, so I will have everything scheduled and still be up and running once I'm gone. So, but I'll explain that in another video. But this is the Vote Within here, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next video.